My name is Liz Hathaway and this is my look at the week ahead, and that's the week starting Monday the 30th of November 2020. That's week 49. Before looking at this week, I just want to say a few things about last week and the Neptune station, which is actually happening today. There was quite a lot of interesting Neptunian sort of stories, I thought, coming through last week. We had, for example, the mysterious monolith, which appeared in the desert in Utah. I think deserts are quite Neptunian. People go there and have visions, don't they, in the desert. They're quite sort of, in the Bible, people are always going off into the desert. There's strange mystical places, and there's this mysterious monolith, very reminiscent of Kubrick's 2001: A Space Odyssey. And of course it has now mysteriously disappeared as well. I thought that was quite interesting. I thought the announcement made by Meghan Markle and Harry about losing their child, their baby, their miscarriage that they had just in the summer, I thought that was quite interesting, that they once again came out with such a statement so close to a lunar eclipse, because they announced their sort of withdrawal from the royal family. Megxit was also just a few days before a lunar eclipse. So maybe there's a couple to follow with regard to eclipses, lunar eclipses particularly. There were also a few other things like the mass stranding of whales. I always think at eclipse season there is something, if you like, in the aura of the earth that is disturbed, and maybe whales and creatures like that that are using sonar and other ways of navigating the ocean and using a different system of communication. Maybe something is disturbed in that system at eclipse times. But I thought there were quite a few. And another story I think was very much about Neptune station was the death of Maradona. Maradona is born under a very close Sun-Neptune conjunction. So it was very, that feeling of mass grief as well, because we had a Moon-Saturn square midweek last week. So yeah, there was a lot of eclipse sort of stories coming out. I thought Neptune stories as well, because Neptune was like going direct just the day before that lunar eclipse, which is actually happening tomorrow in 8 degrees 38 Gemini. So again, we're in eclipse season. We'll have the solar, will be on the 14th of December. So it's not about major life decisions, but certainly at the moment, the energy is moving forward, because what we see this week, for example, on Tuesday, which I think is interesting, is Mercury moving into Sagittarius. Free your mind, open up your mind. There's something about Mercury in Sagittarius. It's restless, it doesn't want to get stuck on anything. It's a mutable sign, so it's ever moving, it's galloping on to the next idea. But there is a sort of a quality of open to everything. So there's a certain degree of if you like, excitement in Mercury in Sagittarius, and particularly in a week where we start to see on Friday and Saturday, we get to the weekend, when we have a grand fire trine. Okay, so Mercury is setting that up this week when it moves into Sag. So yeah, what's this grand fire trine? Because I like grand trines in fire. It's about flow, and it's about ease of flow, and it's about movement, and fire particularly. It's positive, it's optimistic, it's forward thinking. Fire is very much yesterday's gone. Tomorrow it's all gonna happen. The now is just a stepping stone to that bright new future. It's expressive. Mercury in Sag, it's dare to speak your truth. It's opening up. So what we're seeing at the moment as well is this sort of idea of a vaccination, very, well, it's there, right? So it's going to be rolled out soon. So even though the ruler of Sagittarius, Jupiter, is still in this, sandwich filling between Saturn and Pluto, it's still besieged. It's still between a rock and a hard place. It's still feeling the pressure, if you like. These faster moving cycles, Sun, Moon and Mercury, when they get into that fire trine from Friday, they are really introducing this element of, but the next step, what comes next? We're moving forward. So yeah, this I think is a really great energy coming in. So let's look exactly at what I mean there. That's Friday when the moon goes into Leo. It will trine Mercury, okay, so, and it will also trine Chiron. So we've got a Moon, Mercury, Chiron grand trine there on Friday. Okay, and if you think we've got a Venus, Neptune trine on Sunday, there's something very much about emotional healing here. There's very much about, as well, speaking your truth, trusting your feelings, sharing your thoughts and feelings with others and not holding back too much. Because Venus, for example, in Scorpio, right, which will be trine in Neptune on Sunday, Venus in Scorpio is so incredibly sensitive to invisible signals. You know, it can feel betrayal before it's manifest. And these are things, of course, this deep sense of feeling the undercurrents in relationships where there are slight shifts in the feeling nature that's binding two people together. That's very complicated with Venus in Scorpio because things have not manifested yet. The other person might not even yet be consciously aware of the things that Venus in Scorpio is picking up. And that gives a vulnerability to Venus in Scorpio. But then, you know, Venus is trine Neptune on Sunday, and Neptune is this oceanic, it's this, you know, this sense of compassion and understanding and redemption. So there's something to be redeemed in that Venus-Neptune trine. It's kind of trusting to some bigger picture, some bigger whole. Neptune direct as well now. So this is the first, you know, sort of planet really now that's engaging with Neptune. It's Venus, and it's about opening to our feeling nature. And this idea, I think, with the moon a few days earlier on that grand trine moon in Leo, trine Mercury in Sag, trine Chiron in Aries. This is in like 5 degrees of the fire sign. That has got a real sort of drive to it. It's got a real purpose to it. It's really, even though they're fast moving, these planets, they're sending us on a track. They're pushing us forward, propelling us into a new space, if you like. I like that. And then it's emphasized again on Saturday when the moon is still in Leo and the moon comes in to trine the sun in Sagittarius, and it's trining up to Mars in Aries, Mars direct as well. So like I said, even though we've still got, you know, this sort of Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto thing going on, there are faster movers and cycles at the moment that are lifting us up, that are lifting our spirits, that are sort of, you know, shifting the landscape, moving things forward and giving us this sense of, you know, growth, future, ideas that can be put into action and into practice. I'm really, really liking the energy of this week. So go with that grand trine, go with the grand trine. We're looking Friday and Saturday specifically. Okay, so yeah, we're looking, yeah, like with the Leo, Sag, Aries, we're looking at the mid+ degrees of the fire signs, but on Thursday it's the early degrees, around the 5 degrees of the fire signs. So if you've got planets there, they're going to get charged up this week, which is great. Okay, that was my look at the week. Have a good one.